Good morning, guys. I want to go over the first practice set that you had. If you did this and you felt really good after you checked your answers, then no need to watch the rest of this video. If you feel like you want to watch a little bit about it, then you can see me work through some of these problems. So I'm going to start with number one. Number one is a quadratic function. Quadratic tells me that it's going to be that U shape versus number two, which is linear, and linear is going to be a straight line. The quadratic function has zeros at x equals -4 and x equals 3. Zeros are just where it crosses the x-axis, okay? And it's telling us that it's going to open up. That means that this opening here is at the top part. So when I look at this one, I'm going to count back to x equals -4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put my point. And then I'm going to go over to 3. 1, 2, 3. Put a point. And it opens up. So I'm going to draw my U shape the best of my ability. Doesn't have to be perfect right now. Realistically, we don't really know how far this bottom part should go, whether it comes down to here or whether it's here. For right now, that's okay. We're just going to go with our best estimate, and we've got a pretty good looking U there. Now for number two, we have a linear function, straight line, positive slope, so that means it's going up direction, with an x-intercept of 3, 0. So that means I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, and a y-intercept of down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know you can't see my counting, but I don't like all those little dots. And then I'm going to do my best to connect them with a straight line. Okay. Moving on to number 3. Again, we have a quadratic. Roots are the same as zeros. It's just another name. So again, I'm going to go back, -1, 2, 3. And here's my point, and 1 at 0. And this one opens down, so my U is going to be facing down. And since those points were really close together, I'm making a really small U at the top. Okay. Number 4, we're back to our linear function, but this one's a negative slope, so it's going to go down. And at 0 is at 4, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Here's my point at 4. Okay, we really don't know anything beyond that, so I could draw a really steep line like this, or I could draw a line more like this, as long as your line is going down and crosses at 4. Okay, and the last two, number 5, quadratic function again, so we're talking about our U shape. 0 at x equals 0. So this one's a little different. The others had 2 zeros. This one only has 1. So it only has a point right here. That means it is not crossing the x-axis, but just touching it. As soon as you cross it, you're going to have 2 points. Okay? When you only have 1, it means it's just coming up to and touching that. And it opens up, so I'm going to have a shape that goes something like this. Probably not quite so pointy, more U-shaped, but you get the idea. And finally, number 6, quadratic function with no x-intercepts and one y-intercept that opens down. Okay, in this case, if I drew something like this, this has x-intercepts here and here, but we want no x-intercepts. So the only way for me to have no x-intercepts is to move my line or my U down below this x-axis. I can't cross that. So I have to be down here. So I'm going to have a shape something like that. It crosses the y-axis right here one time, doesn't cross the x-axis at all, and it's opening down. If you have any questions more, or you need me to go through that with you individually, feel free to come into one of my office hours or send me an email, and I'll get in touch with you. Hope this was helpful.